Welcome back to the channel. It's Delaney.
I'm Chip.
And today we're going to be doing our third drugstore bingo. What do you think we got this month, y'all? We're excited.
And it's cheap.
Well, they should all be cheap except for
the cheapest.
L'Oreal.
Oh, God.
L'Oreal
got you.
It's scarred me. It's scarred me.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what the wheel decided. E.L.F, yes, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I went crazy on the website, okay? Because I was not about to finagle myself in store, okay? Like, it just, there's never any good E.L.F products in store.
It's a great word.
Went straight online. They were doing like a $25 purchase. You get free gifts. I spent like $70-ish. I got way too many things.
I put myself in a budget and got stuff I would grab for.
I just couldn't help it. I went crazy. Everything was like $1 to $2. I got a whole face.
It's not till you like look in your cart and you're like, oh crap. Because you're just like 3, yeah, sure. 2, yeah, sure.
I mean, 15 items. And I spent less than $100. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
True.
But the biggest steal was this bitch.
I was gonna get it, but I was like, Chip, I'm never gonna wear it.
I'm gonna wear this all the time. Not while I do my makeup though, because then my forehead and my brows won't get done. But this was a thing.
It's cute.
It'll come back at the end. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. We'll call out the products as we go, but let's get started.
Do this.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the hydrating booster drops. Kinda tried these a little bit just to make sure that they didn't like break me out, and I actually
like it.
Really have liked them.
Okay. I am trying to go a little bit more dewy, a little bit more bronzy for the summer, so I saw this and I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. So we're doing the E.L.F. Illuminating Face Primer, and I'm really hoping, you know, for that goddess glow. Even I just don't want that first
give
pump
it
to be like
first 5 pumps. Oh,
she yellow. Yeah,
it's an illuminator.
Yeah. It'll be under foundation.
To be fair, it is in like a frosted glass, so you couldn't really see the coloring.
And that was like the only one that was like, okay. Done.
Oh my gosh, it totally matches your tones.
Am I glowing?
I can see your undertones. I'm just gonna go with my Ofra drying lotion just to cover up all my redness. Normal schmormal stuff.
Very silicone feeling. If you have tried the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, that is the exact same feeling.
Did you like the Smashbox one?
Oh yeah, I love Smashbox Primer. Yeah, that one.
Girl, that's so yellow.
Yes. But it blends out pretty well. Like it kind of like just melts.
I hope so.
It melts into the skin.
Oh my god.
I'm not as glowy as I thought I would be. I don't know what I was expecting or wanting to be. I don't know why, but I want to be like bronzy and strapless shirts and
if you guys didn't know, we live in Texas, so
yes,
Chip is so ready for summer, but I am never ready for summer. It's going to be at easily 100 degrees every day.
Oh yeah.
Just wet, humid nastiness. I think you're just really trying to push the summer today because it's 65 degrees outside. I had picked up the foundation, the Flawless Finish, which I've heard great things about. This is in the shade Snow for pink undertones because, as you just watched, we cover up all my redness. I have pink undertones. So, here we go. Oh god, it's chunky. It's thick.
Gonna feel it.
And I picked up the little sponge that they sell. It's very similar to like the Morphe Flawless one that I use. So, it's very springy. It's very like boing boing boing. So, we call them boing boing boing.
I'm just doing my brows using my Makeup Forever. First impression, what we thinking? You need more, or is it pretty good?
It feels really wet. It just feels really wet.
What's the finish of it? Matte?
It's a natural finish.
Natural.
So I'm used to mattes. I want to get into more natural finishes, or like a satin finish for summer. I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting tired of being super matte all the time, which I never thought I would say that. I know.
What?
Shooketh. Speaking of shook, Has anyone been watching the James Charles fiasco?
Gosh.
Oh my god. I can't.
I can't even.
We're sister shook, y'all. What was the biggest thing that stood out to you out of like hearing Tati's side of it and like all the things that she had done for him?
When she brought in her husband. So like for me, it's if it was like a friend on friend, like, and we had a complication, that's something different. But like if I brought my husband into like taking care of you and helping you and putting his time and his emotions and his love for you, and then you're gonna disrespect him on top of me, like that's a whole nother level. Like as soon as she was like, my husband helped him get millions, I was like,
yeah, I think they both helped negotiate the deals that he had set up with.
But then it's yeah, I don't know. I it kind of sucks because it's like you're not just hurting her, but you're now hurting like her family. Like
right.
You're moving past her and into something more. And yeah, I don't agree.
I mean, I know it was like a lot of things building up, but I think obviously the biggest tipping point was the whole Sugar Bear fiasco. And I'm like, you literally did that just for artistry pass to Coachella when you were already there.
Yeah.
Like, you're charging $500 for people to come do a meet and greet with you and you can't afford to buy an artistry pass for Coachella? Per person. Ooh. Per baby.
I don't know. Like, even watching his apology video, yeah, it wasn't...
Not
it didn't
fake.
Feel like he was putting the effort into it, you know? Like, Tati really sat there, and really, I don't want to say that, like, I'm on anyone's side particularly, but just, like, listening to the situation, it felt like Tati was like, okay, I just need to address everything. And she did. To me, it felt like she addressed A, B, C, and D, and why she felt A, B, C, and D. And she did it very poised, very dignified, very, like, I'm not Tati. Slandering you. I'm just telling my truth. But then he comes on, he's crying, well, trying to, and it's like, I don't get it. Like, you don't have to cry to say you're sorry. Like, be very genuine about it. And I didn't feel like it was. Honestly, I didn't.
I felt like it was Laura Lee 2.0 less cry. I don't know. I think it's sad. I think that it's a lot to throw away just for literally one sponsorship.
Yeah. Like, that great of a friendship to be gone.
Right. Someone who is a resource. I mean, just like, the thing that stood out the most to me was the fact that she helped negotiate. She said millions. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, okay, you know, I know the beauty community can make really good money when you're first starting out, maybe not so much. And the fact that she helped him negotiate like $1 million deal when you're first starting out, like right as CoverGirl's happening, all that jazz. Like, that's what was crazy to me, that like you would throw away that business opportunity if you're so money hungry. Like, why would you ruin that?
Yeah.
If anything, just become less personable.
Yeah.
I feel. So, going back to the makeup we're doing right now, it looks a lot more full coverage on our viewfinder than it feels on my face in natural lights. I can definitely still see all of my areas that are problematic poking through. But I did pick up a concealer, so we're going to see how well it conceals. Did kind of have to use a lot of product, I feel, in comparison, but it may just be the sponge soaking up. This is a virgin sponge. I hope you guys don't make the mistake I did and get a bunch of tubes, take them all out of the packaging, and then you have no idea what's what. I'm pretty sure this one is for lip. They had sent me a couple gifts with my purchase. Like, I thought it was just going to be one gift, but no, it was a few. They had sent me a nude matte eyeshadow, which I believe is this. So I'm probably going to use that for like a cut crease or something. And then this is the concealer. This is in the shade Fair Beige.
So before I chisel out the top of my brow, okay, this illuminating primer is drying out my skin really bad. Like, I have dry patches on dry patches where I usually don't if I go in with like a normal primer. I'm not loving my dryness right now. Like, it looks like I haven't drank water in decades. Like, look at that. Look at the center of my forehead. You see the mic? Oh, yeah. Stop.
You want some of
my
hydrating drops?
Like, I love that it is inexpensive, but then at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't want to be disappointed.
So I'm just using my Beauty Blender Blotterazzi to apply this concealer, just like I always do. I just washed this last night, so it's pretty clean. This is why I probably steer so far away from natural finishes, because it just feels so clear and see-through. Like, I feel like when I use matte, it just covers up every
imperfection.
I look like a canvas afterwards.
sip of tea.
What is the tea, girl?
Green ginger. It's like my favorite tea right now. It's so delicious. Okay, so I am just dying to get into this eyeshadow palette. So I picked up the Summer Breeze, and this is an all matte palette. And I really, oh, what's that? Oh thank God, I thought that was a mirror. Oh, it's just the cover film thing. Scared the hell out of me. I was like, the mirror is popping off. No, we're good. God. We're good. But yeah, I was really... Oh my gosh. I was really drawn to the darker shades, and I think the light ones will be really good as transition colors. And yeah, let's just see what we can create. There are no names, so I will just say the color that I think it is. So like purple or black. Beige.
I'll put a little thing up on the screen for you guys.
I'm just setting my eyes with the Urban Decay Original Primer.
So I had picked up a matte setting powder because I still gotta set it off.
Natural finish.
Okay, we're going to pack on the under eye. How are you feeling about the packaging of everything?
Simplistic, fine. Like I'm not like gagging. This is pretty because again that frosty glass. But E.L.F has always just been like...
Hate frosted.
We're just black. We're just E.L.F. Nothing that's like, oh my God.
True.
So pretty. I would buy that for the packaging.
I think when you are selling a product that is, of course, at a cheaper range, you have to go very simplistic with your packaging. Otherwise, people are like, this is literally for children. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I like their matte black. It's very common in the beauty industry. I mean, looking at your NARS, it looks exactly the same. Just the top is different, which, you know, whatever.
I feel like E.L.F is a great brand for people that are getting into makeup. Like if you have maybe a child that is really wanting to do makeup, but you're like, we're just going to do this at the very low rate for now till I see the talent, then E.L.F would be a really good brand. I went to BEIGE Cosmetics when I first started doing makeup because they were also inexpensive, but I had to order everything online. I kind of wish now, thinking back, that I just went and tried E.L.F first because everything was like in store and I could just start right away. But yeah.
Fair. Yeah. When I was setting my mom up with her little makeup collection that she has now, I got her some E.L.F products. Yeah. Because I know that they were good. Mm-hmm. Everyone's seen Jeffree Star's video about testing out a whole face of E.L.F. and I think it did really well for them. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's not terrible. That's true. Showing you in the makeup community that you don't have to get a $50 foundation or an $80 concealer Tom Ford in order to get what you want out of using the product. Yeah. They can put nothing special in there. As far as the mill for that setting powder, it was very consistent with like Laura Mercier. Maybe a little bit more like that wet, kind of like heavier feeling. Not as like finely milled, but I mean, I like Laura Mercier. I feel like under my eyes are a little like yellow from that powder, but who can tell?
Alright, we're grabbing the third shade in the palette, and we're going to use this as a transition color. I'm not expecting it to like wow my mind as far as pigmentation because it is the lighter shade.
So this is the face palette that I picked up. It's 2 blushes, a contour shade, and a highlight shade. I had like swatched this just to see like which blush I was going to use in general and like what the pigmentation was like. One, I can't open this because I'm a piece of shit. And nails are hard.
The nails.
Obviously you can see like these are the 2 blushes down here, the contour, and then the highlight. However, you can't see it on me and I'm pretty white. Like they had sent me a gift along with my purchase and it was another highlighter of theirs. This is a single and this was better. Even though it was so yellow looking. It's weird. It showed up a lot. Contour shade.
Okay, this purple though, not mad at it. Like it's showing. Okay. And I'm using a Morphe E27 brush, so it's like fluffy and it's blending out nicely.
I feel that it's not super orangey, so that's good. It's more leaning contour to me than a bronzer. But I also feel like because I'm using a natural finish, I'm just taking the product off as I'm applying powders over top. E.L.F, what are you doing to me? Yeah, I definitely feel on my forehead where I put that shade, like it just took off the foundation.
Uh-oh.
But on the cheeks, it was fine.
Okay, so I'm going to go in with the orangey shade by the purple and apply that just kind of like above the purple shade on my eyes just to blend it out a bit.
Okay, blush. Y'all, like, they look exactly the same in the pan, but if you look on my hand, you can clearly see one over the other. So the left shade is the bottom left-hand corner if you're looking down on the palette. The other one is like a peach. We're gonna go with the dark one.
Okay, we're gonna go in with the black shade and just kind of darken up our outer corner here. Black is, it's good. It's not the blackest black I've ever tried, but it is showing, so that's good.
I can see the blush a lot more in like my natural like looking lighting. You guys can probably not really see it unless you're looking at it from the side, because that's how I'm seeing it in the viewfinder. But they had also sent me a gift blush, which is really beautiful. It's like a brick red. It's probably way too dark for me to use on like a regular day, but if Chip wants to,
we gonna try it.
I think it might actually look really pretty on her.
We
so
gonna try
you know,
it.
if it doesn't come out as red as Beauty Bakery setting powder, I mean, you know, then it's just not a blush from her.
Oh Lord.
So I'm not gonna use the highlight of that face palette because it's trash. Like, you can't see it at all on me. Like, even when I swatched on my hand like earlier, couldn't see it at all. So I'm gonna use the highlight that they sent me, which is in the shade White Pearl. And then before we apply that, so that's on the knuckles, which you can kind of see it a little bit. It's just the widest part of my hand right now. That's where the highlight is. So I picked up a jelly highlight because I am a bitch for jelly highlights. I just love them. Like, look at the wiggle in there. Look at it. It's very similar texture to the Farsali Illuminator.
Okay, so how do you use jelly highlight?
Well, you don't stick your whole brush in there and get your brush completely coated. I'll tell you that. I normally just get a very small amount because depending on how pigmented they are.
Okay.
And I just kind of like dab it onto the skin.
Oh, next shade. I'm using the pinkest shade, which is kind of like the center shade in the palette, and just applying that inner and to the middle of the lid. So for this palette, dark shades, awesome. Light shades, not so great on my skin. Maybe if I had put like a white base underneath it.
So I like that jelly highlighter. You definitely need to blend it out as soon as you apply it because this side kind of got a little dry before I could blend it. It's in the shade Cloud. I would say it's more like a very light pink champagne color.
I'm using the first shade, which is the peachiest, whitish, beigeish, tannish, whatever shade, to brow bone highlight.
Are you seeing it?
It's diffusing right into the concealer that's like right under my brow, so
Set it and forget it.
yeah.
So I just set that powder highlight over and it kind of calmed down like the pinky tones of the jelly highlight, which I'm like not mad about because I'm kind of already pinky, so cool. So I picked up a brow product, which would be my next step in my normal makeup routine. This is the brow pencil. It has a spoolie on one side and then pencil on the other. This is in the shade Taupe. How much do I get? What if it just falls out?
Oh my gosh. That's it? Oh, I thought you were still going.
No, that's it.
How much was it?
$2. It's all cheap. I'm not looking to get a lot of product.
How
I
long
see
do
the
you
link.
think that'll last for you? If you were to use that.
It depends on how pigmented it's going to be. If it's too pigmented, it will last me forever because I'm very light-handed on my brows. I don't like them to be super bold because I'm so fair. If it's not, I could probably end up knocking half of this out. We'll see. Oh, okay, it's pretty pigmented. It's kind of like in the middle. It's not like, oh my god, I just put black eyeliner on my eyebrow.
Right.
But it's also like, oh, I see where I put it.
And I'm just adding a lined wing with my ColourPop liner in numero uno. Honestly, I would take this to like on vacations because if it broke, I wouldn't be like so heartbroken about it, but I could still do like a nice neutral look for vacationing.
So I'm not bad about these brows. So I barely even cleared like the tip of where the product tapers. So
oh, okay.
Y'all
So
can
it's a
see
good
my
amount.
emotions now.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna take this spoolie just so I can say that I use it, and I'm just gonna brush through a little bit just to kind of disperse any like clumpiness that I may have gotten like in my brow hairs from the product, which not that that happened, but just to kind of brush it out.
And I'm using the Tarte Big Ego mascara. This is their vegan one, and I am obsessed with it.
Do you want to pick up Kat Von D's
No,
vegan
ma'am.
mascara?
It's like, I just need one.
Okay, but like, they both released them at the same time, and Kat Von D maybe like a week or so before them, and every like trial video of them using that new mascara, they're so spidery and like clumpy. And like not in a good way. Like, I want my lashes to taper, like have a thick base around the lash line, obviously, and then come up and be wispy, you know, and
Love my lashes. I love my lashes with this mascara. And honestly, right? And the pink is the pink. The pink is what sold me also.
Did you see the new Too Faced one that's coming out? It's like hot damn or damn girl. Damned girl. I don't know.
Too Faced getting a little risque.
It looks just like the Better Than Sex packaging. Like, it's the same color, I believe. And it's just a thick ass tube like that. I'm like, diversify.
I'm going to jump onto my foundation just using my normal stuff. So, okay, I got a sponge, and I thought this was a face sponge, and I was so, like, perfect. I just wanted, no, this is a highlighting sponge. Read the label, Chip, because I just saw a sponge, and I was like, oh. Okay, so I'm going to use my Real Techniques. Love this thing.
I've been seeing that one everywhere. It's so big.
So perfect. I do my foundation in, like, seconds. With you making me nervous. Why are you making me nervous?
Tap it. Okay, but you do your eyes first most of the time, so like you don't feel like that big ass sponge like messes you up. No. Yeah, don't
Been doing good. It's been doing really well. Like, look at that. Done. Next side.
Well, of course your face is done. Oh my god.
It is the best.
Anyways, while Chip's blending, I picked up a tiny little eyeshadow because my 90s vibes, my memories, my CoverGirl quads, like, this hit me. It even has its tiny own little, you know, sponge applicator, which I don't know what child could use this, but maybe I'll give it a whirl just to say that I used it. And then it has a tiny little mirror down in the bottom, so perfect. I was looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do my eyes, but like, damn girl, these wrinkles underneath my eyes right now, I don't want to look at them. I don't want to look at them. So I'm gonna follow exactly what it says. God, I almost dropped it. Exactly what it says. It has little words imprinted into the shadows, which dope. Memories. So we're gonna use base as the base. So I put that all over the lid.
I remember like when I started using the CoverGirl ones, and I'd be like, what does base and crease mean? I was like, I don't know what this terminology is.
Well, I'm just a firm believer that like if you put a powder base down, like powder's not gonna stick on top of that. But we gonna follow what the palette says. Okay, so just to kind of describe what the color base is, it's just like, it's very similar to the highlight. It's like a white, and it has a little bit of shimmer into it. And now I'm gonna go in with lid, which is like a pinky color. I'm gonna use the opposite side of this sponge applicator.
Concealer, Ride or Die, Tarte Shape Tape, shade Deep.
Takes me 85 years to do my whole eye because this sponge applicator is so small.
Okay, my dry patches are peeking through really bad.
Your whole face is dry because you use that illuminator.
I know. And I don't even see the illuminating anymore. Like, I don't know. Can you guys tell a difference? I don't know. Is that illuminating right there? I don't know. I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's actually illuminating, but I don't see a difference.
I think it made it hard for your face to match your neck.
Yep.
Okay, so I can kind of see the lid color, but y'all cannot see this lid color, which is a shame. I feel I should not have followed the steps in the palette. I should have just done what I would have done without using. I wouldn't have used the base color at all. I probably would have used the base color as like a brow highlight, which I'm gonna go back in and do that because something's got to bring attention to this brows. Look guy over. So glad that there's 4 sides to a double sponge applicator. And put the crease in the crease, which is like a shimmery taupey shade.
How's the fallout?
Let it fall out.
Huh?
Where's the product I think the only reason I'm experiencing fallout is because like clumps of it are sticking onto the sponge applicator, and so instead of like going into it, it's just like clumping up.
The dryness right now is unreal.
It didn't look that dry.
Unreal.
Ooh, it looks dry over here. Okay, so the last color of my quad is Line, and it's like it has like a sparkle reflect. It looks kind of like goldy pink, and it's a brown base. And I'm going very, very carefully. Put that on my lash lines, just to bring in some dimension from the 90s. Man, God, this is taking me back to when I did my makeup in high school. Like,
how'd you do it?
For real, I did it like this, but I used a quad that was like black, gray, and like a silvery white. I'm sure everyone's seen that quad from CoverGirl. That's what I bought.
I didn't do makeup as far as eyeshadow because my mother didn't let me. But I did like, I don't know, eyeliner, mascara, and chapstick. And like face powder. She let me put face powder on. But that was my makeup in high school. Alright, we're gonna go in with the blush from E.L.F.
It's in the shade Brick Red.
Brick Red.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to incorporate the matte nude eyeshadow. However, I will bring this into another video, like maybe a first impressions of it, so I can actually try it. Because I loved the ones that we had gotten from Wet n Wild. Even though I have pretty much the same shade on. But I do want to try it, so we're going to see that in the future. And pretty. I'm dumb. I had gotten these like strips to do for your eyes. Didn't use them, but I will use them any other time, to be honest. I had picked up a mascara. This is the lengthen volume versus just lengthening just volume. So the spoolie is kind of like round and sad. I've never seen a lengthening mascara that has a spoolie like this. They're normally pretty rectangular and like flat.
Yeah.
But you gotta get that volume, so.
Okay, so I'm really actually liking this blush. Like, it's giving me very like subtle. Oh, someone just pinched the hell out of your cheeks. Okay.
Keep it, girl.
Thank you. Alright, so this is definitely going into my regular rotation. I feel like this is also what happened when we did, was it Wet n Wild? No.
No, it was L'Oreal. You got a blush that you liked.
L'Oreal's blush was really good. Yeah. I've been using that too on the regular.
Okay. Good.
So I'm really excited for this jelly. Come on, jelly highlight. So I got mine in Dew. So per Delaney's instructions, you apply and then you blend. I guess I should use the sponge that I got for highlighting.
I know you picked it up because it was purple, and you just let yourself get carried away.
I was like, sponge! Sweep the angled side of the sponge across the highlighter and apply to the high points of your face. Then you flip it to the flat side and you blend it out to make a soft blend. Okay.
We love a soft blend.
So I did try to wet this because of course I didn't read what kind of sponge it was and what it was used for. I just was like, I have a sponge, I need to wet it. It does not take up liquid or water the same as like a regular sponge. So it got a tiny bit bigger, but it's still stiff as hell. It's like one of those like stress balls right now. Like that's how stiff it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. That's what feels like what a Morphe sponge feels like before you wet it.
Before, yeah. Okay, so it says.
I haven't been wearing like mascara by itself for like the last week of makeup application that I've been doing. I've just been putting on lashes because like I'm trying to give you guys more powerful looks and I just feel like I can't accomplish that with like a regular mascara. But I actually don't hate this mascara. I actually really kind of like it. But I bought lashes, so we're gonna put them on.
Alright, sponge, awful. Using fingers.
It's a very pigmented highlight. That's probably going to be the wettest part of your face.
So the angled side works well at applying it, but the flat side to blend it out, I don't know what the hell it's doing. Is it?
Where's your paper at?
It's right there. You're supposed to blend it out with the flat side.
I just feel like the bottom part you don't use.
Yeah. It's dry as hell, the bottom part. Like, it just feels like I'm running sandpaper, and then I feel like it's picking up product.
Where's your face going, Chip? I'm just kidding.
What? No.
Just kidding.
I was like...
I wouldn't even have bothered with that. I would have applied initially with the curved side and then blended with the flat side. Like the angled side, they say. I would not have used the bottom of the sponge. Gross.
So,
okay.
That's a no.
So before I get these out, this is the lashes that I picked up. You guys may have seen way back in March for one of our looks I used E.L.F. lashes for the first time, and I actually really liked those. They had an angle so the inside was shorter than the outer corner of the lash, but these are the same size. Well, no, they're kind of the same, but they're not as graduated. The other ones, they were very dramatic on the outside. They were very long in comparison to the inner corner. But these, they're not as graduated, and they have those clumps in between parts of the lash, so some are fuller than the other parts, which I kind of like more in a lash. I think that looks more natural to me. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to be using regular Duo glue. This is the quick dry that I thought I was going to hate because of the applicator, but I pick up every time now, so.
I mean, I like the jelly. I like the jelly highlight, and for being my first, like, look at my nose. I'm like, hello. But for being my first jelly highlight, it's a plus. It's a keeper in my collection, in my everyday. So I got a lip, and this is a duo. So it's the Day to Night lipstick duo, and it's in I Love Pinks. It doesn't give me shade names, but this is a velvety satin formula enriched with shea and vitamins A, C, and E to help nourish and hydrate.
Dual ended. We love a good dual end.
So I'll go darker first. It definitely feels moisturizing.
So if you guys have never used like an E.L.F. lash, the band is very thin, which I kind of prefer, but it's not so thin as like the Ardell's like natural ones that like literally are a clear band. You can't even see them.
So this is one side of the lipstick duo, the day side. I'm calling this the day side. On the packaging, it does have like a night and day right there in the center. Okay, so day side, and I want to try the dark side.
I matched my lip to go with my eyeshadow. This is the Smoky Taupe. It's got a doe foot applicator with the hole in the center to hold products, which I love. That's a cliche for you. Match your nails, girl. You know how normally like a matte lipstick will feel like super wet and then dry really quickly? This is actually kind of like more of a comfort matte. At least that's how it feels so far. Definitely something I would continue to pick up. I'm gonna go ahead and sort through everything, and we'll come right back and talk about our likes and dislikes and our final thoughts. So give us just a minute.
All right.
So this is the final look. We will do close-ups for you guys here shortly, but first we're gonna talk about our likes, dislikes, and our neutrals. So Chip, tell me about your likes.
All right, likes. Jelly highlighter, hands down. This was super cool, and I don't know if I'm like just excited because it was my first type of jelly highlight to ever use, but I did like the color pigmentation. And I don't know, I feel like this will last me for freaking ever.
It will last you forever. You do not need a lot of it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Like, that is stunning, and I think it picks up the light really nicely.
You love a good natural highlight.
I do. And yeah, it really sits nice on my skin. So yes, that was a plus. Another plus was the Brick Red blush. I think it's just a really nice natural color for my skin tone. And you can really pair it with like any look. And I would also have to say my plus would be the lipstick duo. I know there was like a mishap with the caps, but as far as being nourishing, hydrating, pigmentation, really good. Yeah, those are my likes. What are yours?
So my faves was obviously my jelly highlight. I love jelly products. I love doing a liquid highlight underneath what my top powder highlight is going to be. I love it. I think this will last me forever. Bye for Sally. I'm not even gonna pick you up, and I just got you. Second fave was the lip. Yeah, I love a good taupe lip. It's definitely a comfort matte. I love the applicator. I like a good pointed doe foot because then I can really get my Cupid's bow really sharp and those corners, which sometimes is a struggle with a paddle brush. So yeah, happy about that. the mascara, which I didn't really think I would be like, oh, crazy about, but I actually really liked how dainty it made my eyelashes look. As we talked about before, I like a good thick base, and then for my lashes to taper and to be wispy looking, and
did the job.
$2, I got it. The lashes, I knew I would like them. They felt great on.
Really natural.
Definitely would be something I would suggest that you wear an eyeliner with instead of just like a bare lid like myself, because you can see the band if you don't get it right on your eyeline, and I always fuck up my lashes and I either get it on my eyelash or like away from my like lash line. So just a suggestion. I forgot to mention I loved the eyebrow products. I thought it was really easy to blend. Well, I just kind of like pushed it into my brushes by accident, so I forgot about it. But I like the color. I think that it looks very natural. The spoolie brushed it out great, so I'll be picking that up.
One more like
was the hydrating booster drops. I have used these, like I said earlier, a couple of times outside of filming, and I use them just on a bare face for like the day, and I felt super moisturized. I didn't get super oily afterwards, so like this is probably something I would use maybe every other day or maybe every day, just because my natural oils will start to get kind of nasty if I use too many hydration products on my face. But this was definitely something that I liked, and I mean, done. But that clears it up for my likes. Tell me about your dislikes, Jill.
Where do we begin? All right, we'll go with the application steps. First, this illuminating face primer. First, I don't think it illuminated. I feel like my skin isn't as glowy as I was going for. I wanted something that was like, oh, Chip, like, what? You just sat in the sun and you're like glowing and you have all the items. Yeah, I was going for like Twilight sparkle on my face.
Underneath your matte foundation?
Yeah, I wanted some glow, but it's okay. It dried out my skin like no other. So usually when I have dry skin, it's like I can feel it, but I can't see it. Now when I have overly dry skin, like I haven't drank water in like weeks, I see white patches. I am a woman of color. White does show. So like, you know when you get ashy, you can see that I am ashy. So it looked like my face was ashy. Not okay. If you guys have used this and you like it and it doesn't dry you out, let me know down in the comment box how you use it and I'll give it another go, but not.
Well, I felt like the jelly illuminated you better than that.
Right? Yeah. I should have put the jelly all over my face.
Definitely could have.
That's what I should have done.
Next time.
Next, yes. The next one is this highlighting sponge. Am I mad that I picked it up? No, it's my fault. I really should have read it and been like, this isn't the right sponge. But I still wanted to try it for what it was, which is a sponge for highlighting. It does say you can use it with powders and liquids. Honestly, I don't think so. It's so hard. So when you're trying to blend out anything, I feel like it's just dragging all of your makeup. The base that they say you can blur no, everything just picked up. Yeah, it just picked up my foundation. And last would be the eyeshadow palette. Now, this is kind of maybe my in-between and my dislike. I loved the dark shades in here, and I feel like you can really see them on my skin, and super pretty. So like these three, actually the purple and the black, perfection. And then I used this one to blend out the purple. Okay, I couldn't see it, but the purple was nice and blended and faded, so awesome. Use this under my brow bone, can't tell. Use this as a transition color, can't tell. Maybe I should have picked up a palette that was all dark, but that didn't exist. So half yes, half no.
The limit does exist.
Yeah, so yeah. What are your dislikes?
I was kind of torn because I got a few more products. So I'm a little neutral on the sponge. I feel that it picked up a lot of products for being just a virgin sponge as well, but it's not sturdy. Like, it's so springy, and it's not like a bad thing. I think that it just depends on your preference sponge, and I haven't used like a bunch of sponges to be able to really tell you. I normally kind of go towards more denser sponges. But I may try to use this in like one of the other videos that we're filming today, just to kind of see like with my Morphe foundation if it is the same kind of application. Plus with some product already in there, maybe it won't soak up and like pick up stuff as much. The eyeshadows. I love the feeling that I had when I was applying it, but the actual look,
the memories.
the actual look, not so much. I think the two darker shades, the line color and the crease color, were better suited for me and my normal go-to, but the base color, bye. The lid color, while pretty, it doesn't really show up. Like, you guys will not be able to see it. I can barely see it, like, on my lids right now, so the mirror in there was great, though. I did my whole eye using that mirror. The highlighting shade that I got as a gift and didn't initially get with purchase probably should have been the highlighter that I should have gone to initially. It was more pigmented than the quad base highlighting that I got, so had I not got this as a gift, I would have been probably disappointed, but this was an okay highlighter. It's not my standard for highlights, but for $2, like, done. Foundation was probably the biggest disappointment, to be honest. When I had applied it on my hand prior, it blended out okay. It seemed more full coverage on my hand. I could still see like my like normal texture of my hand skin. My skin on my hand peeking through. But, you know, it's a natural finish, so I don't expect it to fill up and be very smoothing, but like, I can still see all my problem areas on my face with this, so bleh. The setting powder, I'm kind of just neutral with. It didn't do great. It was kind of yellow toned, so unless I'm gonna go for a very specific like face color, maybe this wouldn't be for me, so I don't know if I'll pick this back up again, but I may try to give it a few more trial runs just to see. The concealer, it was okay. Like, I feel like it did its job as it could. It was very similar to the foundation color. I don't feel like it really concealed under my eyes, but like problem spots on my face, it definitely helped, so that's cool. I just think under my eyes it was not great. Biggest disappointment is this face quad. The bronzy color inside just kind of picked up the foundation that I had when I was applying it. I don't know how else I would apply it to my face other than maybe using a highlighter sponge.
I mean, everything's just moving around.
Yeah, like definitely on my forehead I noticed that like it was just picking up my foundation, and now I have like this weird like nudie skin halo that I don't really prefer.
Yeah.
So let me just fix that real quick.
And you've been waiting for it. The E.L.F. What do they call this? The beanie and the Delaney.
The bangs. It's very thick. It's not as soft as you would think it'd be, but it's also like $10, so like whatever. But the blushes in here were okay. I can definitely see one of them. The other one, not so much. I should have just picked up individual products. Most of the time, when you're picking up a face palette, you're going to get disappointed.
There's something in there.
Yeah, something in there is not going to work out for you, or it's not going to be great. Other than the Benefit cheek palettes. Those are okay. I know that doesn't work for you.
No,
but for me, they were okay. Like, I've never been steered wrong, but also they always have like 2 shades in every single one that are the same. So like, after you buy one, you're pretty much wasting your money. But anyways,
that one will never be done.
Bye. I'll probably honestly give that to my mom because it's a bronzing shade that she could probably use. And she might like that highlighter. I don't know about the blushes, but
give them a try. Give them a try. Well, that completes our look, our first impression, our bingo, our e.l.f.ing. Honestly, I feel like this was fun. This is fun. This is my first e.l.f. purchase, actually, ever. And I'm semi-impressed, and I'm semi like, you know what? Okay.
Expected.
Yeah. I learned.
E.L.F.
I lived. I highlighted. So yeah, super excited. So hope you guys enjoyed. Check us out on Instagram and our Facebook, same handle. And also, let's get to chatting in the comments. Like, tell us what you guys love about e.l.f. What products are you using? What should we have gotten instead? Please tell me.
Tell us about those.
What should I do with this sponge?
Burn it?
Yeah.
Put it in a microwave, see how long it takes to explode?
But yeah, and we will see you guys in our next video.
Bye!